Your dream plot awaits for you at OMR, ECR and GST with Nama Family Group.
South India's #1 travel brand. You know you are special when you're with GT Holidays.
MCR Pure Cotton Club, formals and casual shirts.
Hello, Unni Mukundan. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I'm glad we're sitting here on Rose Day with each other, with hearts and little pink things hanging on the ceiling of this wonderful place. Like two total losers.
Do we have a Valentine?
But no, you know what? You're so not a loser because your big A-rated Marco has become the biggest A-rated hit in Malayalam film industry.
Thank you so much.
It is, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. So, did you expect that to happen? I mean, you must have known it will do well,
Yeah.
but this you would not have expected, right?
So thank you so much. I mean, I never limit myself with my expectations. I like to keep it very open.
Oh, nice.
The thing is that when Marco was being designed, I mean, almost 3 years back from here, that's when I announced the film, I guess. And 5 years back or 6 years back, when I actually shot this movie called Mikhail, wherein I played Marco,
Yeah.
I had this very instinct in me telling me that there is somewhere down there. So there were interviews of me wherein I've been telling okay, what is that you want to repeat? I said I don't like to, but maybe Marco. So this was always in me, but post pandemic, I had kind of planned to launch myself as this family hero. So you would have seen I was nowhere in the other discussions. I was just focusing on my little plan that I had, that I want to have a base of a good family audience. So I did Maligapuram, I did Mepadiyan, I did Shafiq. Now I have this last installment of my plan is Get Set Baby, which is releasing on 21st Feb. Romantic film, romantic family. But that's a big plan that I had, and then I really wanted to come back to my genre, which people, at least in Kerala, had seen me perform a good action part. I had completely cut off myself from this genre because I knew that the potential of action is always the most dominating genre in terms of business. It kind of travels really fast. It is easier for the larger audience to understand, experience, and it easier for me to entertain them as well. And all the success of the other South Indian films that were happening in Kerala, all the like the KGFs and the Leos and all of that which came down in Kerala, exploited the entire market. It was a huge revelation for me in a space that, okay, my audience is ready for this. I just have to give something at par. Now, when I say at par, I cannot compete in terms of budget because there's a massive difference in terms of, and I was also gradually growing. So there was a very definite plan. There was a very definite blueprint. I was a part of the production. I wanted it to happen in a certain way, but I didn't want to, when I said I didn't want to limit my expectation to cut down on the impact. I knew it would be a massive, massive hit. But yeah, to be very honestly speaking, the Hindi response, the Hindi belt audiences which saw the film, I was not very sure whether how they will accept it because it's all gangsters. It's a sequel. I mean, it's a spin-off of an already. So I didn't market it. I honestly speaking, I was too scared to spend 1 rupee more. That's the harsh reality. But the way the movie functioned, the most appreciation came up after Kerala. It was, I think, Telugu, and then I got it from Hindi. The feedback was so special because for them it was a new guy, some random actor from the south doing this, and then my entire movie survived on merit. The quality of filmmaking, the way we designed the project, the action choreography, the dialogues in the Hindi dialogues, and I could render my lines as well. So all of it kind of catapulted into the massive hit. And this being an A-rated movie, again kind of pushed us a bit back to spend more because it's an A-rated film eventually. Right. So I'm glad that it has done wonderfully well, and then we are here talking about it.
Yeah, and it's going to be on Sony Live.
Sony Live, yeah.
So soon on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So
right
I really like the tagline. You know that, right?
Or is it a Violence Day? Is it?
No, it's like let's paint the town red.
Okay.
That's really nice. It's different kind of red.
Yeah.
It's very twisted kind of red.
Seriously.
So yeah.
Very happy.
I really enjoyed Marco.
Thank you.
And I but I'm a very peaceful guy, very
Okay.
non-confrontational guy.
So am I.
Why do you think we like violence so much? Like watching violence so much? Is it because we don't have that in our real life, or is
No,
it a
I
privilege?
think it's a part of the real life. I think it is not even 10% of Marco is whatever happens in the society. If you follow the news, if you follow the violence that happens in the society, not even 10% of it is shown in the movie. I believe the violence has been the part of human evolution. We have achieved peace through wars.
Right.
So that's the basic instinct of human nature. It's the survival of the fittest. The science has taught us that. So when these are not just explanations that I'm putting forward to sell the idea of showing violence on screen. It's a harsh reality that violence is in and around the society. We are just thankful that, or I'm just thankful that I'm not personally witnessing a lot of it. There is a huge community which is going through a lot of violence.
Which is why I said it's a privilege that we don't encounter violence in our daily lives.
It's a privilege,
right?
but it cannot, just because you don't see it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So that's the whole idea. And when it comes, and like how I answered the first question, action as a genre is most commercial. It kind of travels fast. So for me to venture into a certain degree of space, you would have noticed all the action heroes from down south have done well, primarily because of the subject. Secondly, the major reason happens to be violence, and people kind of enjoy that thing, and there is this rebellious attitude that everyone carries. So people have, if someone is working in a corporate sector, he has to maintain a certain decorum. He want to let free, and he would see this out of the world kind of a narrative that kind of gives him some kind of high. He might just come out taking out as an experience, and I'm very sure that these educated men don't take these movies as examples and go around bizarre. It's just that there is this sense of connect, primarily because we as humans have evolved through a lot of violence. Is what I convinced myself, saying that okay, history says that, and all of it, science, all of it has told us that this is a part of it. When you use cinema as a medium to showcase certain things, you do take some beating in terms of like, what is the need? Is there no way to make another film? Why project? But I feel it's just a narrative. It is just a space where I use to entertain people. I don't want to dictate life or tell them what is right and wrong, because in that sense we have done a lot of other films which the society can take. There is a sense of maturity that has come in to the society also. You can't say that what was happening 50 years or 70 years before can be applied right now. So there are a lot of rules which we are still following in the last 50 years or 60 years. What I'm trying to do, there is a change, there is a sense of maturity. I would like to use the word maturity because people are in a position to understand what is to be taken. Yeah, there is a bigger community which kind of blindly follows what an actor does, but that I can't take it as a burdensome thing for myself, because in my perspective, cinema is only for entertainment, and this happens to be one of the biggest genre that kind of helps you to move fast and escalate.
No. I was not talking about your responsibility to society, not that at all. Because I personally do not believe that an actor should be responsible. But I was just curious because, let's say, love exists in real life, love exists in movies. That's perfectly, we witness love in real life, we see love in movies. So that's an equation, right? But you don't see a person with a chainsaw, going through like
Just because you're not seen doesn't mean.
So, but when you see it in movies, it gives you a high. And I'm trying to understand, like, why that dopamine kick happens. When you see that, it's like.
This is what my little knowledge helps me to explain the question. I might be completely wrong. There will be a better answer to that. But I feel that we have evolved through a lot of violence.
That's what the thing is.
So it stays inside.
Tell me about the evolution of the script.
I think me, Hanif, the writer-director, and Sharif, the producer, all of us were on the same page. The moment we decided, Hanif had actually discussed a completely different script, a very new one to me, which in my plan of action wasn't giving me that space to literally go berserk. So I wanted a very high dominant action movie, because it's been a while and my colleagues were doing a lot of action here, slowly and gradually. And I thought this is the right time for me to venture out. as a plan. Like I've been seriously trying to work with a plan. I didn't want to just go around doing random films. It's not the quality of the movie that I would like to discuss. It is just to have a plan, just to feel okay. I have a plan and I'm following it. That's what I like personally.
So I'm going to interrupt you there. So you're saying that instead of taking movies that randomly come to me, you're saying that I would rather have a vision about what
Yeah.
kind of
Exactly.
movie I'm going to do.
Yeah, and I'm not taking anything that goes off my plan of action. There are, and I'm losing out on good films as well. But moving forward, I just thought this is working for me, so why not do that?
Right.
And it is cinemas are also changed over the period of time. I think initially, I think when in the 1980s, I have seen people, actors with a profile of doing 30, 35 movies a year. Today I don't have the liberty because one bad film or one poor scene kind of gets like it's the actor is too much of responsible. The face value kind of hits big time. In that sense, I've started to see since I became a producer, I started to see cinema in the most commercial manner as well. So I don't want to shell out one single penny and not do something which I don't like. At this point of time, I think I'm in a space wherein I'm able to choose, I'm able to decide, and I'm able to plan, even design the kind of project. When I said design, that's when Marco happened. So my only instruction for Hanif was that I want a lot of action, and that goes in sync with the screenplay. So he built the screenplay, and he asked me like, what is all that you want to do? And then we built the character, just gave a bit more freedom to Marco as a character. He's a bit more violent than the initial one. So we wanted to give that kind of, now how to justify violence. So now these guys are all gangsters. I don't know how gangsters behave. So this freedom of this freedom that came from ignorance about the lifestyle of these people allowed us to. So we were finding out good reasons to move in. We wanted to literally go a lot and do a lot of other things, but these interaction kind of helped, and everything was said yes to primarily because three of us were on the same page. That okay, we are trying to do something which might go literally wrong, or which will end up being a say a benchmark kind of movie. And I think the conviction part and the confidence part and the kind of action that I wanted to, I was done watching a lot of dishum action, all the I love all kind of action, but just that I didn't want to participate or come back to the genre with the kind of action that is not being appreciated that much. So the single take shots and all the design, a lot of things. I mean, there are 5 or 6 kind of action that have that audiences, different kind of audiences have loved. Particularly for me, it was just to look very different. It was to come across as this star material. So there were a lot of plans. I mean, not just grow as an actor, but also try to feel that part of how does it feel to be a star, and how does being a star help you achieve a lot of other things which is needed for a good cinema. I always feel that a good star can make a better film.
Yeah.
He can try to do it because the market forces will help him. That was the whole plan, and that's how I kind of pushed Hanif and Sharif to bring to this. Luckily, we three were on the same page.
So do you think you've achieved that goal of becoming a star?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh,
I can feel it.
Yeah, yeah. And you just to tell you, one of the things is I hate dishum fights. I mean, I just do not like them at all because I feel they feel fake.
And no, I like it. I just wanted to do something different, but I really like it.
But I don't like it. But and
Okay.
one of the things that I really appreciated about Marco, and because the thing is, because we end up seeing so many like John Wick or whatever it is that you see, right? And they design the fights. It's not like the fight is like a choreography. It's not just like some okay, 5 people are just flying in the air kind of thing. That's not that. What really I liked was the ambition of the action in Marco. Like for example, that brilliantly designed staircase fight. Each level having a different style of lighting, different kind of choreography and all that kind of stuff. And I thought you guys really pushed yourself out there, which is like in terms of, you had a very clear vision that I want to show action, the kind of which has not been seen by a lot of Indian people in an Indian movie.
Yeah.
And I think you really achieved that.
Thank you so much. Again, that is driven by the, like what I've been repeating over some time now. It's the plan that I had. I wanted to follow a plan. I want to do a certain kind of cinema, and if you have a plan, then you got to stick to it. And I believe in not diluting what I think. And luckily for me, I got a team which kind of bought the idea, what I'm trying to do. Yes, it is like coming to the point of doing an action which kind of redefines logic. It is very difficult to achieve that as well. The aesthetically, what happens is that if you don't do it neatly, it looks very bad.
Yeah.
If you do it beautifully done, like I really love the way Allu Arjun fights happen. It's just aesthetically, because I know it is very difficult. The man is under a lot of pressure, but he's pulling it off. So that's a very aesthetically done thing. When it comes to these kind of action, again, the screenplay is very important, and the kind of cinema is also very important. I might not be able to do a single shot fight in each of my film, because you need a certain kind of screenplay support to bring that kind of brilliance. Action is something that I really love. I love watching action movies. I have this certain biased approach towards all action heroes. Primarily, the reason is that it's very difficult, and it is not at all cost effective. It just doesn't allow you to. If you might want to do a lot of things, but just the logistics are not in your favor, and then you don't know if the entire action will feature in the movie, because the editor might chop it up for the length. So chopping off a scene is it's still okay when it comes to logistics. So this is the producer in me letting you know that why it is so difficult and why it is so important to design a fight in a fixed time. That you can't overshoot a lot of fight, especially for Malayalam. So I don't know if these are the concerns for a Telugu film or a Hindi film, but at least for in Malayalam, I am very specific as to how much time that I am allocating to a fight sequence. And with Margot, it was.
Are you saying because you're conscious of the budget?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only reason. Because if I spend 10 rupees extra here, I am compromising somewhere.
All right.
Because I don't have that extra 10 rupees to come from anywhere else, at least at this point of time. Even if I have that extra 200 rupees, I will not spend it, because I feel this is one industry which has no regulation. There's no decorum or whatsoever. Anybody can enter the industry.
Yeah.
Anybody can put in the money. It's a free space.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it. But when you want, how the numbers affect, because if you want to sustain in the long run, there has to be a certain sense of decorum that the team has to maintain in both ways, in order to make a good film and also to sustain for a longer time, for a bigger movie. So now I want to do a movie called Gandharva, which is high on VFX. So my high is to make sure that I do the best VFX in the best possible manner with a good team.
Yeah.
It cannot be, okay, now I've got 100 crore under my belt, I can bring in some investors and then let's go full crazy. I don't believe in that kind of thing, because my brilliance is when I do it neatly, and I get a high of it. So I want that kind of people, technicians, to work for me. I make sure that the idea is passed across, that we are not trying to showcase how much money we have. Give me your craft, is what I ask them. And I think most of the technicians in Malayalam are well equipped to do work or function and give results in a certain way. Not just Malayalam. For me, Marco, before it eventually became this pan-India hit, I think by design it was pan-India, because the DOP, Chandru Selvaraj, was from Chennai. My music director, Ravi Basu sir, he's from Kannada industry. There were actors from Mumbai. And so by the time I was just looking around, and I never, even for a moment, I had used this word called pan-India. Okay, this is my pan-India thing. I never tried to sell the movie in that manner. It is primarily the content and the way the movie was designed, and it was a new experience. Like you said, we have seen these are not fights or action sequences which we have not seen it, but you have not experienced it definitely in a Hindi film.
Indian film.
Indian film. And definitely not expected from a Malayalam, because now Malayalam also has this different, it's a reputation of bringing good cinema, neat cinema. It's burdensome for me, at least for people like me, because I don't know if I'll be able to achieve that good cinema tag in every movie, because it's burdensome to bring people to that space wherein you are only supposed to do good movies or benchmark movies or anything like that. I don't see that pressure for a Telugu film industry or a Hindi film industry or even for Tamil. This is Malayalam is somewhere always when you discuss this thing, there's special attention that is given, which is a good thing.
But you're talking about
The
for
pressure.
example, Kumbalangi Nice, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, like you know,
it happens,
yeah.
but you don't expect us to do that every time. Is something which I would request to all the critics or people, because it kind of limits.
Yeah,
Because all kind of expectation is a certain kind of limitation, a limiting factor, I believe. Because you want to think something big and you feel, oh, there is some artistic brilliance which is missing in this huge idea, then that idea gets dropped, and why not make a is what I've always felt and I've seen. I've seen
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
and that's one reason why there's huge movies coming out of Malayalam, because people have somehow forgot to maintain big budgets. You spend 20 cr or 30 cr into a project, and I've met technicians who don't know how to use it, which is a sad thing. I also want my people to do bigger cinema movies. That I am expecting a KGF or a Bahubali from Kerala, which my very good friend Prithvi also mentioned in few of his interviews. Why is it not happening is my always question.
Yeah.
When you have the best technicians here and one of the best set of actors, what is holding you
yeah,
back?
Yeah.
That has always been my concern. That was my driving force to do a Marco. And it was a shocker for me when people said, oh, a Marco from Malayalam, why? Why are you so surprised is my question.
Yeah, really, why not?
Why not is
Yeah,
so the whole idea is to have a plan and try to do movies which kind of impresses a lot of people.
Right.
Which means now cinema is traveling. Malayalam has a good reputation. I don't want to compromise on the reputation,
Yeah.
but I also try to match up to a lot of different kind of cinema that I also look up to. I really love the way Telugu film industry is dreaming. I mean, like a Kalki. It's fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
there will be a lot of things. There will be a lot of yes and no's there, but they did it. I mean, which is great.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I am also in that kind of a space wherein I want to experience that kind of a high. Meanwhile, I also do a Mepadian, which has won us national award as well.
Yeah.
But I feel cinema in totality has the potential of cinema can be seen only through like if the technical aspect. Why do go for an Atmos mix, and why have these big screenings and all? If you don't have a shot that fits the
Yeah.
big screen, you
Doesn't
see?
need it, yeah.
But again, now with the help of OTT as well, these big ideas can be traveled, and now my Marco will travel more.
Yeah.
Once it goes live on Sony Live, so which is a big high again. But for me, Marco and all the other movies first has to do really well in the big screens. Then a good platform like now that I'm associated with Sony Live, they will help it take it much forward. People who have not seen it,
Yeah.
and they will watch it and enjoy it. Yeah.
So I love that you keep using the word plan in, like, you've used it so many times. You're thinking like an artist and also like a businessman, which is really what cinema is, right? How does a movie like Malikapuram fit into this plan?
Plan is important, very important for at least people like me. If I don't have a plan, I think I'll fade out, is what I clearly know. Knowing the dynamics of the industry. That's why I need to have a plan.
Right.
If I have a plan, I'll stick to it. And I am, as by nature, I'm someone who's quite disciplined. So it is easier for me to work with a plan than go berserk and wait for something or chase. I'm not that outgoing to go and ask for a project and make it happen for me. But I'm trying in my own way. But I have a plan.
Okay.
The plan was clearly to be liked by the families. Just be their guy, because I just feel that I've studied the nature of the industry, wherein it is the family audiences that
You're
kind of
talking about Malikapuram.
Malikapuram. I'm coming to Malikapuram. Why Malikapuram is Malikapuram is a primarily a family-driven drama.
Right.
It's very dramatic. If I would like to put it across, it was viewed majorly by the 50 plus audience, the audiences which are like 50 plus, and who've seen life, understand life, and they are into a different space of life as well. It's a huge market. When I say word, they are my viewers, but it's a huge market, and I really wanted to tap into that, because a lot of kind of movies are designed primarily for the audiences which can come to the theaters very fast, which is the youth.
Yeah.
I wanted to have that, but I wanted to first explore the other matured audiences. For them, when I came across a storyline which was very soft and which was very naive, and which was very easily understood. There is nothing much to think of Maligapuram, and then it has spirituality as a base. So when you have a 50-year-old sitting and discussing or thinking about life, is almost there, spirituality in and around in his life. So when I chose this movie, I think me and maybe the writer were the only people who were sure that this is gonna strike a chord with the theatrical audience. My only thing was to bring these 50-year-old plus people who are almost settled in life to the theaters. Why? Now, definitely the Ayyappa Swami factor was a huge pull.
Right.
They didn't come to the theaters for to watch Unni Mukundan. They wanted to experience that. What is that this movie has to offer with their favorite deity. My pressure was to make sure that I don't disturb their connect with the Almighty. And it was one of the most difficult projects that I ever did, because there's no description of Ayyappa Swami as a 35-year-old with a thick beard and all. So I'm just completely changing their perception of their favorite god, and then still making a movie which they connect to.
Right.
So in that sense, nobody discussed this aspect of filmmaking or narrative to me in the entire criticism of or review of this particular film, which I was most scared of, because Ayyappa Swami was a teenager, and I was just bringing him the complete opposite of what they have thought of.
Yeah.
But the idea got sold because it was very emotional. It was very neatly done
And respectful.
and respectful.
Yeah.
And I wanted it to be. I didn't want to challenge any of it.
Yeah.
So even in any given of space, if you ask me what was one of those challenging roles or part or cinema in general that I did, the toughest part was one of them was definitely Maligapuram, because it was very different to what nobody has tried it here in Kerala.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a long time, but I also wanted to make it very heroic. I wanted them to feel what they always thought of their gods, and somehow it all landed well. And it lands well primarily because there is a vision to it.
Yeah.
It is not just a coincidence. Everything is designed, and I like it that way. And I feel a different kind of high when my plan works. I don't give it to just saying, okay, somehow it all happened. No, it was never somehow. If the movie has a script, I also follow a script. And if it fails, I have something to fall back and study. Oh, what did it go wrong? Where did it go wrong? Because eventually there's a lot of money that is invested. And off late, all the gimmicks that I'm being doing, when I say gimmicks, it's the planning part.
Yeah.
I am backing it.
Yeah.
I am not completely giving it to someone saying that, okay, you take the stress of the financial part. No, I'm sharing it with you, but I'm giving a lot of me as a technician, as an actor, so that the movie does well and it reaches a larger audience.
Right. So Maligapuram was also like you said, it appealed to the older audience, but then there was one section of the younger audience that also came out against the movie.
Yeah.
Because I think it is probably a more controversial movie, more controversial than Marco in a way.
Yeah.
Because it kind of created all this, oh, you're a Hindutva guy, you're trying to do this, and like how did you take that?
So that's a challenge, and that's I think the pacing of the film not in sync with the primary audience. My primary audience was a family audience.
Right.
So the movie never got its primary audience to watch the film initially. So there was this, okay, what is this serial kind of movie which has come in? But the moment the primary audience got to reach the film, it all changed. But I always took it with a sense of understanding that why, okay, if it doesn't work with somebody, that is fair enough. But I don't take too much of criticism to heart also. I do, but over a period of time, I've just tried to also understand from their perspective, because if someone is spending a lot of money, if they're not okay with it, it's fine. But I always knew that this movie was designed for a particular section of the society.
Right.
I just wanted that section to watch the film. Once they watch the film, it's a hit. So as a producer, what I try to do is that I try to make sure that my movie, which is designed for that, whatever audience it has to reach them, regardless. So I am willing to compromise on all the other audiences if my movie reaches the primary audience. So Marco was, when it was designed as a A-rated movie, I knew it is for the youth.
Yeah.
The families will not come. All the effort that I've taken for the last 5 years, the entire audience have to compromise, because I'm now going into a new space wherein it is only the youth that will watch Marco. and I was okay to take the gamble because I was very sure that this movie will satisfy that younger audience in a big time, because I'm not just giving them an action film, I'm going to give them an experience which they've not had it. So maybe a different movie with a similar line of Marco, I don't know if they will take it, because the pilot batch also always works. That's the whole idea about it. Just to make sure you have a plan and you make a film around it. You make a film which you really like, and that's the plan, to make to scout and sit. And I also enjoy that process. I'm not someone who just enjoys the acting part. I love the scouting part. I like the part of bringing about people, technicians, discussing with them how to go about it, because I don't think I will settle as just this guy who wants to be some part of the movie. Anything that comes from Unni Mukundan films will have a lot of me in it, and that's how I want it to be, because now I want to enjoy the process of filmmaking. And it is very beautiful. It's a beautiful pacing. It is stressful, but I kind of enjoy it. So yeah.
Okay, I'm going to apologize first because I don't remember the name of the movie offhand, but I remember watching a movie. It's a historical movie in which you were the second lead, kind of. Do you remember the name of the movie?
Is it a Mamuka film?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Mamangam.
Mamangam, right?
Yeah.
Right. So when movies like that come along, that was a different phase because you were still a growing actor, right? Would you do something like that now? I'm not talking about the other co-star. It could be Mammootty, it could be any Prithviraj too, whoever it is. But is being a star, do you think multi-starers are like a way to go, or does your plan say that, I should focus on myself, on selling the best version of myself to the audience rather than, being in combinations?
So yeah, I'm the only actor in Kerala who's done the most multiple multiple cast movie. Primarily, I believe that it is easier to sell the film, and you have this all people who like multiple actors, they can watch them. So it's always a very it's a successful formula. Coming to this situation, my priority is to do films that kind of helps me to achieve my vision.
Right.
My vision is to do a film which needs n number of actors or multiple cast. I'm in.
Okay.
I seriously have no dispute in collaborating with other actors, because it kind of builds the movie. But my only concern is that to have a script which will satisfy all the actors involved, also maintain their stardom. It is unfair to cast a equally important actor or a hero and then not take their expertise. No, I don't like people to. After a point, it is not fair, because it is also their personal growth. We have to, and I see it in that manner. I'm not that selfish to just put across. So if I think that way, I would also not try to participate in films wherein my stature is not being taken care of now, because you grow through leaps and bounds. So it's not something that has happened over a fortnight. So all whatever success or big and small is like, it cost me 13 years. So now I cannot just let it go thinking that it's another film. Now there are so many stories floating around. There's no high in one particular. I don't believe there's one movie that can be done by one particular actor. I feel one story is for all. It is the best guy who takes it, or the destined guy. I look at cinema in that sense, and that has kind of helped me stay stress free, because you tend to hear a lot of good stories. Oh, what's the other guy doing? He's always doing something else. I say, wow, is it that good? And that kind of gives you that sense of, oh, why did I not get it? And I'm free from those kind of shackles. I feel, oh, that's great. I'm looking forward to that film, because I'm too much invested and too much keen on trying to better what I have on hand. And having said that, I am someone who really wants to do a lot of because there are a lot of Hollywood films that I've seen, or Sholay, or a lot of even in Malayalam, Hari Krishnans, those kind of things which I've seen, and I feel the potential. I know the potential of a multi-starrer, how far it can go. But you need to have a director, have a team that
And most
really
importantly, a script
handle
that-
a
yeah.
script which kind of like 2020. It's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
I think 2020 will never happen in any part of India.
Yeah.
I have not even seen that kind of script or a screenplay which has respected the star and the actor equally.
Yeah.
I think it's one script that should be taught in all film schools. It is one of the most commercial and one of the most aesthetically done film. So I saw the film, and the first thing which I as a viewer was impressed was that how could you balance everything so neatly, every actor. So that is something that I look forward to. But again, as a plan of action, there are a lot of things that I want to focus on. Because I'm not getting any younger any day, so I want to do a lot of things before I wear out. So, yeah.
You're not going to wear out anytime soon. I think you're planned till you're about 60, 70 years old. I think, but
I'm planned I'm till 45.
You plan till you're serious?
Seriously, till 45, yeah.
You have a plan
Yeah.
till you're 45. You've got scripts going that will take you till you're 45.
It's not the script, it's my plan.
It's your idea.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
You
60
seriously have a
Yeah.
is it like a
everything I've written
it's
down.
up on your wall or
everything I've
something like
written
that?
now has happened. Yeah. So I believe in it. I've studied, I've read, and I've seen people talk about it. And I think the first time I was exposed to the idea of manifestation is when I saw a certain interview of Mr. Jim Carrey that he wrote a check to himself, and one fine day he encashed it, is what he said. I realized that there's something very similar that I've been doing, but I've not been documenting it. And I got post the success of Marco. I went around, going around checking my books, and I realized 99% of what I've written, I've achieved more than that. That's what I use. I don't want to limit my growth with my own expectations, because my expectations have been pretty less out of me, and God has been too kind. And my efforts have been. I don't limit my involvement in a project thinking that this is X, Y, Z, or this is so and so. This is not the project that I should invest my time to. I don't think that way. For me, a Mepadian is as important as Marco.
Yeah.
Mepadian was done in a 3 CR budget. Marco, that was my first movie as a producer. I did Marco for 30 crore. That was my 4th movie as a producer.
3-0.
3-0.
Okay.
So the growth has been phenomenal for me as an individual. I was very proud that I'm doing it all alone, and I'm doing it in style. And I was enjoying that process. Success was just something that is the byproduct of all the effort that I have put in over the years, and primarily because of a plan. And in an industry which is so fickle, and life itself, you don't know. I've just told you that till 45 I have a plan. But it's a stupid thing to say, because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But
It's not a stupid thing to say.
No.
Today you feel that, right?
yeah, today I
Yeah.
feel that. But in a ground reality, you cannot have a definite plan for a 45-year-old self. You don't know how life will function. But I like to keep it simple for me. I know at least 45, that I know this is how it will go. It's a surprise only after 46. This is how I want to.
But that is true of anything, right? See, okay, if you look at my calendar,
Yeah.
I have plans for the next, 6 months, 7 months,
But
or
will you
whatever
stick
it
to
is.
that is the question.
But my point is, I could step out of this and get hit by a bus or something. I don't
No.
know. So,
My idea is that I'll stick to that plan, is what I'm trying to say.
yeah,
I will not
if I don't
deviate.
get hit by that bus, I will stick to the plan. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
It's a difficult thing. That's what that's what most people don't do. To be disciplined is one of the most difficult
Oh,
things.
yeah.
I'm saying you might have a lot of plan, but can you stick to it? And there will be a lot of lucrative offers, and like you said, there will be a bigger offer, bigger money with a bigger star, which will disrupt my plan ahead. And will I fall into that, or will I take it, or will I just deviate? That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Supposing I came to your house and looked at those notebooks, right?
Yeah.
Give me an example of something I would find. Like, what would you have written?
I've written that the materialistic things that I would achieve, the kind of benchmark. The word benchmark was already mentioned in my book.
Okay.
The stardom part,
Okay.
the money part, and the kind of cinema part, the national award. It's all written, and
all there.
It's all there. Some 5-6 years back. And I was so disappointed that it's not happening. So it's the urgency that I created for myself, and then I realized whatever plan that I put in, I started to break it down. What is the plan, and what time it will take for me to execute it?
How
What's
will
the-
you achieve it?
how will I achieve it, and what is the time duration? When will people start reacting to it? What will be the outcome? So what is the dividend? The dividend from Mepadian is Marco. The success for Mepadian is now. I don't give this success to Marco team.
Yeah.
I give it to the team that worked for Mepadian.
Yeah.
I called up Vishnu Mohan, the director and writer of Mepadian, and congratulated him.
Right.
He led the base. That's how I look at things. Another 10 years later, I will thank the team of Marco, because now with Marco, Gandharva is going to be much bigger, and I'm also more confident about handling a bigger project. I know there is a sense of expectation out of me. There is some sense of expectation out of me, and I want to follow it, and that's how it is. And primarily because the moment I understood cinema is not just art, which is so harsh to say. There are a lot of money involved, and that kind of freaks out the technicians as well. When I've worked closely with people, and there's something that they want, and they know it is too costly or something like that, then they try to figure out a way out to get it done with the same quality but not bringing in. So when I noticed all the details of filmmaking, I understood how responsible I should be as an actor.
Yeah.
And how responsible I should be as a star, and why it is very important for me to become a star. Because if I were a star, my team would not have suffered. My team would have given me what they wanted to without getting stressed, and it's very important. You can't say this to the audiences who come to watch the film, because they've been watching international cinema, they're watching very good content, and when they see a very mediocre thing, they will definitely write you off. You can't say that because I was not XYZ, I couldn't deliver it. That is not the space. It is just prior to release, you get all the opportunity to clear stuff, and then you wait for your turn. So the actor in you has to become a star, and the star in you has to protect the actor. The producer in me is trying his best to make sure that none of these suffer. I also want to grow as a star, and also want to make sure that my reputation as an actor doesn't fall off in the process. There are a lot of things, and it kind of this permutation combination kind of keeps the things exciting, at least for me.
No, but it's nice. It's behind this very, very calm and like sweet exterior. I'm getting the feeling that there's this almost like a samurai kind of person sitting inside, who's got these, this very. Are you kind of an angry young man in real life as well?
You should ask the people of Kerala.
Yeah, that's what they say.
I mellow down actually. I try not to take things too seriously now. I was too emotional. I was too naive, I can say. I was a nice guy.
Yeah.
To be very honest, it is just that just couldn't handle the stress. When I say the stress part is that I never saw cinema so as a stressful entity, which it is, and I now want to go back to a space wherein it doesn't affect me. It should not affect me, because
What do you do?
I make plans.
We come back to that. So
because
you light an incense stick and inhale the nice smell and
yeah, I mean, you have to first of all, throughout my life I have been someone who studies what happens when there is success and failure, and that has kind of helped me. It is during COVID that I studied my failures, because I tried a lot of things. It is not that those were bad films or poorly done films. They were good films, just that it was not properly designed. There has to be a design. Then that's when I understood there has to be a plan. No actor can survive for a longer time if he doesn't have a plan. Not everyone is a Mohanlal. I mean, he's brilliant. So people who are really brilliant, they can survive. I'm talking about people who are there, who have a lot of ambition, who want to put in the effort.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the general, the masses category. And if you don't have a plan, then you'll wear out. You'll wear out through stress. You'll wear out through a lot of physical effort. You'll wear out. I don't want to do that. That's when I say that there has to be a plan, and you should take the lead, because eventually when you become the face of a product, you have to make sure that the product is good. Otherwise, you'll suffer. For that, there has to be a definite game plan. There has to be a definite marketing strategies, and I am very actively involved in all of it. I don't approve of any of it if I'm not okay with it. And that's when my production company kind of helps me a lot, because you are in a position of taking decisions, and then you take the ownership of the decision. So far so good, things have been really great.
Your dream plot awaits for you at OMR, ECR and GST with Nama Family Group.
South India's #1 travel brand. You know you are special when you're with GT Holidays.
MCR Pure Cotton Club, formals and casual shirts.